Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 iconic Monty Python moments.
Lucky we didn't say anything about the dirty knife.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be going over the most well-known sketches and scenes by the comedy troupe Monty Python, whether it be movies, television, or live shows. If there are some famous Monty Python moments that we were very silly to exclude, feel free to strike us with fish down in the comments. And now for something completely different. Number 10. The Four Yorkshiremen. Before anyone gets up in arms, no, the sketch didn't originate with Monty Python. However, two of the members did have a hand in writing it, and it became associated with them in their live shows, so we feel it counts. The sketch appropriately features four Yorkshiremen sitting around drinking wine and reminiscing about their terrible childhoods.
Oh, we never used to have a cup. We used to have to drink out of a rolled-up newspaper.
Each tries to one-up the others by listing off increasingly outlandish and absurd living conditions, like living in a corridor or working for 29 hours a day.
You were lucky to have a room. We used to have to live in the corridor.
Oh, we used to dream of living in a corridor.
Each time it's performed, it's a little different, with an increasingly bizarre backstory. However, every version hits on the same cliche of deprived childhoods that older people love to compete over, taken to hilarious extremes.
Well, of course, we had it tough. We used to have to get them out of the shoebox in the middle of the night and lick the road clean with our tongues.
Number 9. Bring out your dead. One of the things Monty Python does best is bringing modern mundanity to historical or fantastic settings. Such is the case in this scene, where a man collects the numerous bodies of the dead from muck-covered peasants like he's collecting rubbish.
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
One of his customers tries to pass off his still-living father as dead so he can be rid of him. The father refuting all his son's claims is perfect, and the dead collector playing up the put-upon public servant is in fantastically bad taste.
I'm not dead! Yeah, he says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not!
Eventually, the collector does the man a favour and clubs the father over the head.
Oh, thanks very much. That's all. See you on Thursday. Right!
It's only a few minutes long, but the scene's packed with memorable lines. Also, there's a woman hitting a cat against a wall for some reason. Number 8. The Dirty Fork, aka the restaurant sketch. This sketch sees a man and a woman at a restaurant.
I've got a bit of a dirty fork. Could you get me another one, please?
Oh, sir, I do apologize.
When the man asks for a dirty fork to be replaced, the waiter proceeds to fetch various members of the staff who all apologize for the minor inconvenience profusely. Eventually, when the manager breaks down in tears, the cook turns murderous, and many of the staff end up dead or unconscious.
It's the end! The end!
While the man delivers a cliched punchline and is booed in the TV version, the sketch is so iconic for its rapid escalation, its large cast, and for how effectively it parodies excessive politeness in the restaurant industry.
Lucky I didn't tell him about the dirty knife.
Number 7. The Killer Rabbit and the Holy Hand Grenade. King Arthur and his knights encounter many challenges in their quest for the Holy Grail. However, by far the deadliest is also one of the most unassuming, a rabbit.
There! What, behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit.
Arthur and company are initially disbelieving when the enchanter, sometimes known as Tim, describes the fearsome beast. But they soon believe when it starts leaping at their throats and biting heads off. In the face of such savagery, they bring out a divine relic, the Holy Hand Grenade.
We have the holy hand grenade.
Yes, of course. The holy hand grenade of Antioch.
The number you count to before throwing it is crucial, so naturally, Arthur gets it wrong. The sheer absurdity of a bunny gnawing armoured men to death is fantastic, and turning a modern weapon into a holy relic is an explosive cap on the scene. Number 6. Biggus Dickus. When the titular Brian is brought before Pontius Pilate, there is some confusion over his parentage, as he claims his father was a Roman named Nautius Maximus.
What was his name? Nautius Maximus.
While the lisping Pilate sees no issue, the centurions are incredulous, as it's clearly a joke name, like Biggus Dickus.
I think it's a joke, sir. Like,
Stereosaurus or Biggus Dickus.
Pilot claims to have a friend with that name. What follows is one of the funniest trying not to laugh scenes ever filmed, as the Centurions struggle not to break over the silly name to keep their jobs and their lives.
Wait till Biggus Dickus hears of this. Wait! Take him away!
If Biggus Dickus' wife has a name that silly, we dread to think how absurd their child's name is.
Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks.
Number 5. Witch Trial. Sir Bedivere, King Arthur's right-hand man, is introduced presiding over a witch trial.
We have found the witch, may we burn her? Burn her! Burn her!
The villagers have dressed a woman up like a witch and want to burn her. Her alleged crimes include turning one of them into a newt.
Got better. Burn her anyway!
Using wildly inaccurate deductive reasoning, Bedivere helps them see that witches burn because they are made of wood. And because wood also floats, then if she weighs the same as something else that floats, a duck, then she's a witch.
If she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood. And therefore, a witch! A witch!
It's almost logical, which is what makes it so funny. Well, that and all the villagers' hilarious and quotable suggestions.
It's a fair cop.
Number 4. Self-defense. A little self-defense knowledge can be helpful, except in this case. 4 men receive classes from an eccentric instructor in the subject. However, the teacher seems hyper-focused on the assailants armed with peculiar weapons, fresh fruit. This week, bananas.
Bananas. We haven't done bananas, have we? No.
We're not sure which is more strange, that the students kept coming for 9 weeks, or that it took that long to get to bananas. When Mr. Harrison comes at the instructor with a banana, the instructor shoots him.
Attack me!
Next!
While the film version ends right there, the original sketch continues with more students dying to a huge weight and a tiger, before the deranged teacher explodes. The sketch really plays to the group's strengths by taking the ordinary and making it as silly as possible. Number 3. Public stoning. We've already established that Monty Python does mob scenes better than anyone, and this is arguably their best. After a man utters God's name aloud while remarking on the quality of his fish, he's sentenced to be stoned by a crowd of women in fake beards.
I've heard you of the authority vested in me. Oh, lay off, we haven't started yet.
The official in charge soon becomes fed up with the crowd throwing stones early, and the sentenced man making things worse for himself, as if that's possible. Eventually, he becomes so annoyed while lecturing them all that he speaks the Lord's name aloud himself and gets stoned for the trouble.
If you say Jehovah once more, right, who'll do that?
The scene mocks everything from religious hypocrisy to fundamentalism to mob mentality, and the timing and delivery from John Cleese are sublime.
Even if they do say Jehovah.
Number 2. King Arthur vs. the Black Knight. During Arthur's journeys to find knights to join his round table, he comes across the fearsome Black Knight, a lone warrior who guards a minuscule bridge. The knight refuses to join him or move from the spot.
None shall pass. What? None shall pass.
He and Arthur engage in a duel, but Arthur soon removes one of the knight's arms. However, the Black Knight refuses to give in, even after he loses the other arm, and then a leg.
Come on then. What? How about you?
It's only after he has no limbs left that he's willing to call it a tie. Not only is this one of the funniest duels in cinema, it's also one of the best double acts. Arthur's increasing exasperation pairs perfectly with the Black Knight's absurd, never say die attitude to make the best Monty Python moment. Nearly.
Oh, I see. Running away, eh? You yellow bastard! Come back here and take what's coming to you!
Number 1. Dead Parrot. Arguably the most famous Monty Python bit of all time. The Dead Parrot sketch is the definitive Python moment. A man goes into a pet shop where he has just bought a parrot. However, there's a problem with it. It's dead.
Oh yes, the Norwegian blue. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It's dead.
The shopkeeper refuses to admit anything is wrong with it, despite it clearly not being as advertised.
No, that's not dead, it's resting.
Resting?
Yeah, resting.
The customer, meanwhile, uses a creatively long list of synonyms for describing the bird's condition as deceased. The sketch has been performed many times in many formats, but like the Norwegian blue, its plumage remains bright for years.
Polly Parrot, wake up! Polly!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.